think I fixed my audio. How does my voice sound today? Does it sound better? Okay, because I suck at got my voice a little bit. I suck at like audio mixing, and I finally watched a YouTube video on like how to actually equalize your voice and like remove background noise and stuff, so I don't sound tinny. I was using a noise suppression, which apparently is not something you're supposed to do. God forbid. McLeod Andrews, doesn't he voice someone in Warrior Cuts Animated? Doesn't he voice like Smudge? I think he does. Smudge and White Storm. Wow. Wow. I also have something to share with you guys. I have been working on my magnum opus, which is exclusively just for me. Get my magnum opus. For myself, actually, this is just like ignore my key right now. This is my entire timeline of Dawn of the Clans, of how old that is when I've been rereading Dawn of the Clans, and I'm making it because people always tell me, oh my god, I can't tell how old cats are in Dawn of the Clans. Just so you know, I'm definitely working on it. It's exclusively for me though. I mean, I'm the only person that would really care. But I use it for like populating things, and it's fun trying to like fix the timeline. I find it fascinating. Anyway, I'm also rereading Dawn of the Clans. I am on the first battle that I read Sun Trail and Thunder Rising, whatever it's called, Thunder Rising. Actual cringe warrior. I also have, I'm gonna be putting a family tree on that on that worksheet. It's fun. I'm gonna turn down the music a little bit. Okay. So I have problems because I feel like I have a fan in the background, but I talk pretty quiet, so it's like it's really hard for me to make sure that the fan can't be heard. But then when I'm like whispering to myself, which I'm actually like talking to you guys, and I might be a little bit further away from my mic. Ay. Halfwing, or not Halfwing, Half Moon is like MVP. There's like so many discrepancies in the timeline because You guys didn't see that, but I've also like mapped out the ancients to the Dawn of the Clans. Like in Half Moon in the Sun Trail, this is just a funny discrepancy. Half Moon in the Sun Trail is like I've lived 3 times longer in the mountains than I've lived in at the lake, right? But it's implied that Half Moon when she was at the lake was only like a year old. So I'm like, what are you, like 4 now? No. You've lived like 20 times longer in the mountains, girl. Because I was trying to get like a proper... I would say it's probably like a maximum that they've been... The maximum amount of time that they've been in the mountains is probably like 20 years. Maximum. And that would make Lion's Roar and Half Moon... Well, Lion's Roar is only like a year and a half younger than Half Moon. Isn't that crazy? Crazy! I think it's like 15 years, though. I would argue. Okay. I guess I'll do... Yeah, I like Half Moon. I like Dawn of the Clans. Every time I read it, I'm like, yeah, this is solid. So I haven't worked on this in a week. I've been doing other things. I'm trying to figure out where I last left off. I think I just drew cats last. I think I finished with Nettle and Redclaw. Hey, Night Spots. Hey, Warrior ThunderClan. Sorry, I didn't say hi to everybody today. I was too excited to share my microphone to ask how my microphone sounds today. How long between... No, we don't, Yellow. I don't think we'll ever know. They've implied that it's like 50 years before. They said that... But that was before Dawn of the Clans even happened. They were like... It was way back when. It was like, oh, the clans have probably been around for 50 years. When the first arc happens. But like... It's been like 15 years since they said that. Like in real life. Yeah, I'm using the events timeline and everything on the wiki. It's like my favorite page ever. That's like the page that inspired me to do like a hardcore events timeline of like week by week. Although I've simplified it because Warrior Cat seems to simplify yours. Because it's like every month is the same exact. My clan still owns the clan's $5. Yeah, that's what I think. I think 50 years doesn't seem like that long. But I mean, it is. Like, if an average cat length... It's really not, though. Like, that would be like, that means like 5... I don't know. I mean, cats usually have babies, like, when they're 2 years old and weird. So, 50 years, that's like 25 generations, which is nothing, really. Okay, let's start drawing. Yeah, I feel like that's not long enough. But I mean, you could probably... So... And it's crazy because if you look at the events timeline, I think that it said that Maple Shade's vengeance happens about 20 years before Firestar's quest, or not Firestar's quest, Firepaw enters the clans. So that's 20 years period. And then they said that the Cloudstar thing happens like very soon before Maple Shade. Yeah, but I find it interesting to like, you'd have to calculate Code of the Clans stats into the equation, I think, to like try to get a generation, like a minimum amount of time that could have passed. Hollow and Croak. I'm like, who are these cats? Do I answer the comment? Yeah, I try to. Anyway, I've been doing that. Whoa, you're big. You want to know which layer I just made? I just made layer 236. But I delete a lot of these. Like, this layer is going to be deleted. And then I'll have a sketch layer that'll be deleted. I don't know. So it's like a lot of things. And I merge. Like, I try to look at... Oh, I don't actually have it on this one. But I'll look at my document size. So this document is, I think it's 1.7 gigabytes big right now. My laptop is the one that limits my, like, file size before it starts to, like, really slow down. So I try to, like, keep it. I probably should merge some layers and get it down to like 1.5 gig. What size do I want? I'm just gonna warm up on a cat. Oh, my SkyClan one was probably at like I don't know, layers at like regular layers I don't think adds that much to your file size, but like having layer blend modes, having a big file, having like individual like clipping masks and all that stuff actually does actually. It's not the live amount. Yeah. It is the huge canvas. I mean, this is going to be able to be... I should be able to print this out at like 24 by 36 inches without it losing like a lot of quality. Which is what is causing the file to be so big. When you want to print something out 2 foot by 3 foot, it all be big. Do I hang up my own prints? I want to, but I haven't yet. But I'm not opposed to it. I've wanted to. I just don't really have a place to hang them up yet. I will eventually, once I like figure out. I mean, I put them in a portfolio, and I want to do conventions, so I need to have prints to hang up then. But you think that's weird to hang up like your own art? I don't think so. Wait, what am I doing? Okay, that's this layer. I need to make another layer. See, this is all adding layers. Yeah, Kyra. It's so easy with like digital art to get, because you can zoom in so far that it's easy to lose track of the fact that it's going to be like a big picture. I still struggle with it, like adding too many details to the back of it. Aw, Fusion. Well, if you want to keep me on the background, I'll keep you company. Isn't it like almost in like summer vacation for some colleges? I feel like when I went to college, we like stopped in May. So is it like almost finals or something? Good luck. You're drawing with me. Boy, howdy. Anyway, do you guys remember a couple streams ago where I told you your homework was to read the first Dawn of the Clans book? Okay, Kyra, I just got your message. I've got to read this after stream. I'm obsessed with people trying to like fix the timeline. Like, I don't know, not fix the timeline, but like refine the timeline so that everything seems like it would work. Oh, I am so curious. I find it very fascinating. I also find it fascinating. One of my buds has like their headcanons, like, I don't know. Like, one of my specific headcanons is Hairstar and Crestral Flight are related. Like, just little headcanons that don't actually affect the story at all, except for, like, make it interesting. Today's the last day of classes. Ooh. Everybody... that song, everybody dance now, but it's everybody draw now. I know, Kestrel is really cute in Power of 3. Like, I remember, because I designed him when I was doing the 4th Apprentice anime. And so he was still pretty, like, I only really had what he's like in Power 3, so I made him, like, very sweet. And I've always seen him as, like, a very sweet cat. But in this new arc, he's kind of brutal. I think he's just old. I think he's just getting old. He's not that old, though. He's... I don't know. I'm giving excuses to him. Kestrel's always been like one of those minor characters that I actually really enjoyed. But I don't really know if they have a personality set out for him, so that he kind of just has whatever personality that he wants. I kind of want to redesign my Kestrel, though. I feel like I've redesigned it multiple times. Hello. I feel like people get angry at me when I redesign cats on the Weird Project, because then they're like, I need the other design. I was using it in my project, and now you don't. I need to update the archive. I need to do so much stuff. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. I redesigned... I was like looking at the ancient cats again, and I might have redesigned like random ancient cats that I think have like one line. I don't think people would care about that. It's like when I redesign, like I want to redesign Sunbeam, and I think people are gonna like go ape. I don't think so, actually. I don't think anyone really knows what's supposed to look like. Sunbeam is very hard to think about. I really haven't seen a Sunbeam design that has called to me, you know? Like, oh yeah, you're so right, that's what she looks like, type thing. I would like to redesign my Light Leap a little bit. Just like, smooth her out, I think. Sun's hard. A lot of people struggle with Twig Branch, I think for the same reasons. Very hard to like... I don't know. Sunbeam... I feel like because her name's Sun, I want to give her like spikes that are like sunbeams, like beams of sunlight. But she's really a soft like personality. Like, she cares a lot about people. So, I feel like I just want to balance more of, like, the softness that she has with, like, the sunbeam part. And then it's like, but it's not just that. It's like, I can't tell if she's supposed to be, like, a long-haired cat, a short-haired cat. The last time I designed her, I played into the fact that she's, like, Needletail's sister. So, I don't know. And then it's like she's brown and she's a brown and white tabby. But her name's Sunbeam, so it's like I want to give her like ginger or like light bits in her fur. I don't know. Yeah, people seem to think she is like a big cat. I don't really think she's a big cat. Like, she doesn't have a big personality that would, like, I don't know. Make her a hairless cat. You're so right. Like, she's a perpetual worrier. Like, she just worries. She overthinks a lot. She's just like me, for real. Yeah, I don't really, like, think she has any particular markings. I think on the Warriors wiki, she's a long-haired cat. Am I right in that? Why can't I draw this guy? Back. Not on the Warriors. Did I say Warriors wiki? I meant Warriors website if I said wiki. Hey, Ivy. I don't know. I think I wanted him to be like backs like this, and he's back. That's how I. The canvas is big. Oh no, I'm drawing him. Oh. It's, I think it's 12 by 18, 300. No, I liked his old. But I think I'm just gonna have this because I'm gonna be behind Croak. How long do I plan on streaming? I'll go for at least 3 hours. 3 hours is usually my, like, minimum. Yeah, yellow. I think there's, like, I counted once. Let me double check. Because I have a Google Doc that has all of the cats, like, when I was... add to this. I think it was 54? Yeah. 54. Yep. But yeah, I'll go for at least 3 hours. And then I usually start getting hungry, and then I have to, like, figure out what I'm making. Yeah, this one has the most amount of cats so far. It does not have the most amount of cats in planned pictures that I'm doing. But it will certainly be. The one that's gonna probably take the cake for the most amount of cats in it is gonna be the Tribe of Rushing Waters cave. And that's just because I, where is that picture? That's just because I want to do it when, in the new prophecy, when all cats join, like, stop at the cave. There's like 100 cats that could be, they could be in that picture. There's 100 cats that could be in that picture. I will not add all of them. Probably. Probably not. I'm running. I was running. Could do a Where's Waldo. Yeah, some people... I would find it very fascinating for people to try to, like, guess who each cat is in that picture. There are some people that they get really, really close when they guess. Like, there's this one person that guessed on the River Clan picture before I had put up the name, like, the, like, labeled version, and they got all but, like, 2 cats right. I think they got, like, the kittens wrong. Free poster, as long as you live in America. Otherwise, like, shipping is like $15. Shipping's like $15 to like $45 for me if I live outside of America. It's crazy. So sad. I wish it was not the case. Anyway, so I was reading the first battle. This is Dawn of the Clans now. I was reading the first battle, and there's a scene in the first battle, the very beginning. This is like one of the scenes that really made me want to like try to figure out exactly how old the like everyone is when everything's happening. It's Clear Sky taking Alder and Birch out of camp, and he's like training, like he's doing like battle training with them. And it's like implied that they're maybe like 2 months old, 3 months at most. But no matter which way I like put it, they're only like a maximum of like 3 months to a month old when this is happening. But they're treated like they're at least like 2 months or so. And I just read that chapter again, and it like confuses the crap out of me whenever Anyway, that's my thoughts for today. Not even, I mean, he's not training them, he's just like running through. He's not, I don't think he actually is training the kitten. Like running through the forest with them and like trying to get them to like keep up with him, and like they do a hide and seek thing where they were gonna like, he was gonna teach them how to like surprise pounce on the cats or whatever. But I'm like, they're like a month old. There's no way a month-old kitten is going to keep up with Clear Sky, who's like 2 years old at this point. Yeah, the kittens' ages in Dawn of the Clans is very inconsistent, but there are a lot of time jumps in Dawn of the Clans that make it jarring if you're not keeping up with them. And I think that there's a really jarring, it's really jarring between Thunder Rising and First Battle because there's no time skip. So between the Sun Trail and Thunder Rising, there's like a 3 or 4 month time jump. So that's Thunder growing up. So by the time Thunder joins when he's like a month old, Greywing finds him when he's like a month old. As Storm is about to have kids, she leaves. A month later, Greywing finds her, she dies. Thunder survives. So by the time that Thunder Rising happens, he's already like 5 months old. And it's just so confusing. The Alder and Birch one is probably one of the worst. Like, try to figure out exactly how old they are. Like, realistically, in this picture, like at this exact moment right now, they're probably like 7 or 8 months old. Like, that's Birch, and this is Alder. Alder's probably a little bit too big, but I always felt like she grew up really quick. Like, Birch was definitely the runt. I'm trying to figure out who I want to draw next. I kind of want to draw the kids. But I was trying to figure out how old I wanted these guys to be. Hold on, let me look at my magnum opus again. That's what I call it. That's the name of it in my Google Docs. Because I haven't decided on a proper name, so it's just called my magnum opus. The Windrunner is visibly pregnant at the beginning of the first battle. So she's probably like 4 months. So that means that they were born before. So yeah, Gorse, Dustmuzzle, and Mothflight are probably about 6 months old. If I had to guess. Yeah, I forgot that he does. I didn't forget. But he legitimately said, well, maybe we should just kill him to get it over with. And then Petal was like, bro. Petal is really an MVP. He does get fridged in the 4th book. But, you know. Dawn of the Clans moments. I so thoroughly enjoy Clear Sky's point of view in the 3rd book. Like, every single time I read it, I'm like, I just enjoy it so much to see how he justifies everything he's doing. I'm like, I just love reading it. I don't know why. He does feel like guilt whenever he looks at the kittens. Like, for the first battle, he's always like, you killed their mom. Like, he definitely feels guilt. Yeah. I love Clear Sky's perspective. That's why when people come in here and they're like, I hate Clear Sky, I've only read the first 2 books. I'm like, you're supposed to hate him after the first 2 books. Like, after Thunder Rising, he's gone full mental. But then you see, like, his reaction and you're like, oh my god, I love to hate him, you know? It's like, he's so dumb. He is so dumb. I love him. I squirt water at him. I think it was just such a good idea to put Clear Sky's perspective in the first battle. And I love that they, like, waited until the first battle to give you his perspective. I just love it. This is the perfect Clear Sky soundtrack right here. This clown music. How do I want to draw his ears? Dustmuzzle has ginormous ears when he's grown up, so he probably has like a really ginormous ear. Hey, Kate. Yeah, Ivy. Big head. They are the oldest kittens. This picture. I know. I love how he overcorrects. He's just an overcorrector. He just overcorrects every single thing in his life. He's like, oh, I've seen cats starving. well, I better kill cats just so that the couple of cats I care about right now do not starve. And also, if I think you're gonna starve, I don't want to see you because I can't handle seeing you starve. So you're just gonna have to leave my sight. He is crazy. Like, oh, my ancestors are mad at me? Well, I better make sure that everyone is happy for the rest of their life and that I'm, like, sacrifice myself for the greater good. Like, that's what it does with one eye. And I better make sure that we unite or die or it's the last thing we do. I just, like, he's just an overcorrector. I love it. Oh, I'm pressing the Windows button. He's insane. He is insane. I love Clear Sky. People always give me a hard time because be like, do you have any... I don't know. I add Clear Sky to like every single project I could possibly do. And they're like, wow, you really like Clear Sky, don't you? And I'm like, yeah, I do actually. You have a problem with that? I just love reading. I love reading his perspective. I don't particularly enjoy him when I'm like not reading his perspective anymore. Like that's why I don't like him in Mothblade's Vision or like River Star's Home really, because he's just like a douchebag. Although in River Star's Home, he's like, oh, StarClan must have let me take over your territory. Look at this bridge they gave me, which is something he would do. So, I mean, that one isn't as egregious, even though he's still a dick. Clear Sky just doesn't get on my nerves, though. I don't know. Okay, he got big head, but he is kidding. He doesn't get on my nerves like he does for other people. I don't know why. It's funny to me because they're always like, oh my god, his boundaries, and I'm sitting here like, boundaries are literally still used in all the other, like, that's actually something that, like, stayed. I mean, I guess they get angry at him because he, like, changes them daily, but it's like, they didn't get rid of boundaries, so... Having a hard time. He has, like, a really long muzzle. You guys... Okay, here. I haven't put my dust muzzle off screen. You can see why I'm having trouble with his... See, he has a really long muzzle. Love this design. I love dust muzzle. See, I don't think that at all. Especially when you read his, like... He's... Like, he blames himself. So in the Sun Trail, it's confirmed that he blames himself for Bright Stream's death. He blames himself... And he blames himself for Fluttering Bird's death because when he reads that she's gone, he's like, I should have hunted more. I should have given you guys more food, yada yada, blah, 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 blah. So he takes a lot of stuff personally. Like, very personally, you know? So, when he's expanding his borders and, like, protecting his cats, he just, like, I don't know. It's so good. I find it very interesting. I think it's because I can understand why he's doing everything that he's doing. That he doesn't frustrate me. Because you're like, you might not agree with what he's doing, because I'm like, I'm not agreeing that he should be killing cats because... Or he should be turning cats away when they, like, get sick to die. but it's like you can see his, like, he doesn't want to take that blame anymore. I don't know. He's scared. That's the point of it, by the way. It's like the battle happens because he was scared. I mean, he doesn't treat her like that. That's the narrative that treated her like that. I'd argue that he overcorrects once again. Like, Storm leaves because he doesn't let her do anything. Like, he just makes her sit in camp and, like, not do anything when she's pregnant. And then also he like, gets angry at Greywing, and she's like, you don't get angry at family. Crap. But Storm leaves of her own accord. She's like, this is ridiculous. I'm leaving. Doesn't really treat her bad. She sees how he treats other cats. At least that's my opinion. We don't see, I mean, he could. We don't see how she's treated, but she doesn't seem to have, like, negative, like, he treated me bad. It's like she sees how he treats others, and that's why she leaves. Okay, I need to redraw this entire thing because it's not working. He's kind of... I feel like I'm trying... He's almost perpendicular to them. At least I might... Perpendicular. Yeah. He's just like... It's weird to me, though. Because he drives Jagged Peak away instead of being overprotective, like... So it is an interesting, like, thing. I'd argue that him driving Jagged Peak away is one of the weakest parts of his mirror. Like, I don't really understand. And I guess it's he didn't drive him away immediately. It was kind of like he probably got scared that he was gonna have to watch him die, and he was like, I don't want to watch you die, so you're gonna leave. Not saying that's right or anything. But he's just driven by fear. I don't know, Kyra. I feel like he might have, because... I don't know. It's also the fact that he doesn't have a medicine cat yet. He doesn't have a medicine cat or any cat that knows anything about herbs until Mothlight's vision. So he has no way, he has no one that's willing to actually, like, stand up for these, like, sick cats. To be like, yes, they will get better. Like, they just have to get better on their own. So... Like, I feel like it would have been different if, like, Cloud Spots went with him or Dappled Pelt went with him, and they would probably be able to, like, stand up for these cats, because he doesn't drive them away immediately. Like, here, let me read my magnum opus again for you guys. This is exactly why I have it. So, Jagged Peak breaks his leg, and he doesn't remove Jagged Peak from his camp until a month later. So he doesn't remove him right away. Frost, the other cat that he banishes, gets injured in the forest fire, which at minimum happens 2 months before he gets banished. So he doesn't banish them right away. I feel like if he had missing cat or anything like that, like some healer, he wouldn't have banished them. But he has no way to care for them, so I think he's just like, wah! Hey Twixie. My stream got recommended. I don't know. Do you like do tags on streams? I have no idea how to actually stream on YouTube. I just press go live. Yeah, the Frost one's crazy. He's kind of insane at that point. Okay, here's my next question for you guys. Do you guys legitimately believe that Clear Sky killed Bumble, or do you believe his story where he hit her, she was way weaker than he thought, and then he just like leaves and the fox comes and like kills her? What do you guys think? I personally believe his story, but I'm not saying that it's any better, because I mean he still like injured her more than he thought he should. And oh, warrior stuff. I want warrior stuff. I'm gonna make him a little smaller. Yeah, you need to read the books. There's a way to read the books without owning them. Like you could rent them library or rent them from a friend's library. Hint, hint, hint. Yeah, I believe Clear Sky. I don't believe that he like legitimately like dealt the final blows that killed her. But I mean, obviously if he hadn't hit her hard enough, she probably would have been able to run away from the fox. So I mean, on the Warriors wiki it just says she dies from wound. So it does naturally say what happened. Oopsies. Oopsies. I just changed my... Okay, hold on, guys. Go. Sorry. I just changed my entire... I love Dawn of the Clans. This is my, like, third or fourth time read all the way through. Entertaining. Got some good cat drama in. You can rent them online on libraries, or you can buy them on Amazon. Or like, you can buy the sets on Amazon like used. Or you can buy like used books on Amazon for like $2 each. Drizzle? This is Drizzle, right? And I want to redesign her. Because she got like a personality. She got like a minor character role in Riverstar's Home. And when I designed her, but she's like really young. Like she's probably too old looking. Yeah, there's like 80 books. Well, if you rent them, you don't have to buy them. And I think if you look around, you can find some free PDFs. I want to say that some of the audiobooks are free on YouTube. Like you can find the audiobooks on YouTube for free. You could just listen to it. I'm gonna... She's probably only like... Thanks, Twixie. A Starpetite. Yeah, there's a lot of content for warriors. Okay, so they are available. For the wait, so they're even on the newest arc? Okay, let's just draw the kitten. I feel like she just looks way too old. Like, these are little baby kittens. Wow, they even have wind. Do the audiobooks come out like the same day as like the regular books now? Maybe not. Maybe she is. Of how old they are, I actually don't know. I have the references up on another screen. Butter. I try to put them in the Photoshop screen for y'all, but right now I'm just trying to figure out how old I want to make her. Like, Forest and Ice, Forest of Secrets. These are regular. These are not Kim. Oh, this land's okay. It's definitely better than the Power of 3 and the Prophecy. But it's no... I mean, Broken Code was really good. So it's hard to follow up on that. I just liked all the protagonists in the Broken Code. It is definitely getting better. Although Wind was kind of lackluster. Yeah, Starpetite. The thing about... But every single arc has like one book that's just like meh. Like in Dawn of the Clans, it's A Forest Divided is kind of meh. In my opinion. Broken Code, it's that one. It's, what is it? Like the 4th book. Is it Darkness Within or something? It's the one where they're traveling to find the sisters. That book's so boring. But see, in the Starless Clan, I'd argue that Sky and Wind are both really weak, but Thunder was really good. So you think so? You think that A Place of No Stars was like a weak book? Starpetite? That's interesting. I quite like that book. Hey, Sunny. Welcome back. Oh. Yeah, the 4th book is the one where they're traveling. Or is it the 3rd book? The 3rd book's kind of weak. Darkness Within was the 4th one. Let me check. Veilless Shadows I remember being kind of boring. Honestly, I feel like it's because Lost Stars, Silent Thaw plays. I feel like the middle of the Broken Code is kind of boring. But I didn't read Broken Code when it was coming out. I think I read Darkness Within. I had to wait for Place of No Stars, maybe. I think I finally caught up when they were like on Place of No Stars. So the middle of it, it's like I read it super quick, so I didn't really think about how they were boring, you know? Because I would be like, whatever, I'll just read the next one. Okay, this is Eagle Feather. I was like, who is this? Oh, and I wanted to add little tuft of hair. This is Dawn of the Clans during Path of Stars. Coffee? Because I need more Dawn of the Clans in my life. I need more Dawn of the Clans content. Yeah, there's always that one book. I feel like there's always that one book, and they should just make the series arcs 5 books long, because then you wouldn't have that one book. I feel like they just are trying to make them too long. Like, they expanded out to 6 books when they could just make each book slightly longer. I don't usually have to reread. I reread sections of the book, or I'll like, I know what time frame I want to do, so I'll reread that specific time frame. Like for this picture, I reread the Path of Stars chapter that this happens. I think Eagle Feather is also the same age as Drizzle in this picture. He should be littler. A cat with a vest? I don't know. It seems weird to me that we haven't seen, like, any cats on... I guess we've seen a cat with a cone, right? We've seen a couple cats with cone. Hey, Owie Vix. I want to know who the new protagonists are going to be. No, I don't care, Butterscotty. Here for 10 minutes. Hopefully I can get some stuff done in 10 minutes. Sometimes I feel like I draw a lot slower on stream. I imagine I'm drawing. Like, I've already been live for an hour, right? I want him to have bigger paws because he's a little baby. I'm on that grind. That's true, Savannah. I don't know if I like... It's also kind of hard to like talk and draw at the same time. I don't know. See ya, Toxie. A whole arc of traveling. Are you talking about the new prophecy? I don't know. For some reason, I guess it's because when I read New Prophecy, I'm kind of like skipping around. I kind of like skip the traveling part. I think Ice Wing is going to be the River Clan leader. I will bet money on that. I will probably lose because I wouldn't have betted money that Splashtail was going to be like the main villain of the arc. I thought that was going to be like a red herring, but it was too obvious. The most egregious book for traveling that I think has the most boring traveling is Apprentice Quest. I think the personalities in Midnight traveling are better to read. But in the Apprentice Quest, like, no one's really that interesting. I mean, I guess you have Needlepaw, but even she's not really that important until they get to, like, where they're going. Yeah, I'd say Apprentice Quest, once they start traveling in it, just skip to the point where they're, like, at their destination. That's, like, one of the books where I genuinely believe people should skip, like, the middle of it. And just read, like, the synopsis on the wiki. You really aren't. You do miss a death of, like, a pretty beloved character, though. So you might want to read that chapter. Yeah, that's the only problem I have with people like skipping it outright. Because then you're like, you're missing her death, and some people probably want... Please. I don't find that reading Warrior Cats needs that much dedication because the books are like super easy to read. You can just read them super quick. I'm gonna make him so. Oh, I buy a lot of them pre-owned. I mean, there's also ways to get the PDFs for free online, and also you can rent them from the library. Yeah. Like, if you go to Half Price Books at my location, you can get the paperback Warrior Cats books for like $2 each. And then, like, I don't know. Yeah, or you can find a friend. Yeah, and it sounds like the audiobooks are like almost caught up with the whole series, so. Yeah, I find it kind of hard to listen to the audiobooks of Warriors, but I think it's because I've read them my whole life, so when I hear them read to me, I'm like, oh, it's not sinking in. Like, it doesn't sink in, which is weird because I love audiobooks. It's just like, I don't know, I prefer reading Warriors instead of listening. But that's completely a personal preference. If you listen to them, you can do other things while you're listening to them as well, so. Yeah, it's crazy because I'll listen to books while I'm drawing all the time. I usually listen to autobiographies of people. But I don't listen to Warrior Cats. Oh yeah, Sleepy. I go to my Half Price bookstore and find the missing hardcovers I need. I have a list of like the hardcovers. I have almost all the hardcovers except for like I think like 6 books I need. I need 2 Super Edition and like 2 of the New Prophecy and like 3 of the first series. I like collecting the hardcovers. I love the vintage hardcovers. I'm missing the Yellowfang Secret one, which is such a shame because it's one of like my favorite fully illustrated like Super Edition covers. And I'm missing it, so I would like to get it in my collection. I can see. I have all of the books. My last venture into Half Price Books, I actually found a field guide that is, I guess it was an exclusive Barnes & Noble like adventure book. I never seen it before and I got it. It's just like a footnote. It's like footnotes of like the field guides. Did he nonetheless? I definitely have a couple books I stole from my local library when I was a kid. I don't know if it was unintentionally or not. Probably mostly. Am I gonna finish The Fourth Apprentice? It's been 10 years, bro. It's been 10 years. No, I'm not planning on finishing it. I just don't have the time. I'm part of the Werecat Animated, and that's how I've utilized all of my energy to make Werecat episodes into a positive group environment. Hey, Marsh. We were talking about stuff. I think I'm gonna make his whole tail brown. Yeah. I'm having fun. The director was in here earlier. Sometimes she lurks. I have some plans for maps. I don't know if I'll make them. I feel like I need somebody to like help me. So, but it's hard to get the motivation to like wrangle people. I usually have like a year or two break between like map projects because it takes a lot out of me. Solo hosting maps is a pain. Although, I feel like I have very high expectations for map posters, so I haven't found anyone that can meet. I need to lower them, obviously. Because I don't think I could meet my own expectations anymore. Okay, I have way too many layers here that are not labeled. This is Eagle Feather. They're not open yet. I'm finishing a couple off and then I'll open them again, Marsh. My expectations... So when I host maps, as the hoster, I want to be available to help whoever needs it, whether that be like... I do a lot of like background help because people who join maps, usually they like want to animate and then we're like, oh wait, I have to do layouts and backgrounds and stuff. But a lot of people don't like drawing backgrounds, so sometimes like if somebody needs help drawing a background or if somebody needs help coloring, so I like try to make myself as available as possible, which is hard for me now because I'm older. I don't think I could make myself as available as I could when I hosted Star Clans Chosen. I was in between jobs, so I had I was in between jobs, so I had a lot of free time and stuff like that. Aw, I'm glad that I inspired you, Butter. I feel grateful or like humbled every single time somebody says that I inspired them to go to like art college. I'm glad. Your life. I don't know. Yeah, star appetite, it's crazy. It's crazy just how much free time you have when you're going to like when you're in school, like, what's it called? Primary school? Like, kindergarten through 12th grade. Like, you just have so much time. Yeah, and it's crazy to me because I think back of it, and like in high school, you are like, so when I was in high school, I went, I guess, like we started at like 7 a.m. and we went until like 2, I think. But after that, like, and I got home at 3. So that's like not, it's like you're going to school the whole day. I don't know why it feels like you have just so much more time. I don't know. Yeah. I think it's because you're not worrying about anything else. Like, once you get home, as long as you don't have homework, you can do whatever you want. If you, like, don't have, like, extracurricular stuff. I think it is also an energy thing. Like, I don't know. It's definitely like an energy. I think, yeah, working takes a lot out of you. Energy was miserable. Time management is a skill that I am slowly learning better, and it's definitely an issue with like your adult life. Like just being better at time management. I don't know, Keitra. So in the school district I went to, it was like a rural school, rural public school, and we only had so many buses, right? So the buses had to, we had a high school they had to bus to, a middle school they had to bus to, and 3, like, what's it called? Like 1 through 5th grades that they had to bus to. So we had to go to school super early. Like, my bus came at like 6 a.m. to pick me up. Because by the time that they came and dropped off the middle school and high school students, they had to go back out to pick up all of the like kindergarteners and like 1st through 5th grade people. Elementary school, that's the name. So because we had limited buses, they had to like set it up like that. So that's why I had to start high school and middle school super. Yeah, I would get up at like 5 a.m. But like once I was in college, that like once I could drive, I didn't have to get up at 5 a.m. I could get up at like 6 because school started at like 7:30 or whatever. So I didn't have to get up at 5 to catch the bus. I don't know if it's a thing. I feel like half of the people that graduate high school want to be teachers, and it's crazy. Like I see that a lot even now. Okay, what am I doing? I'm talking instead of drawing her tail. Her tail has like a little white twist in it. I mean, you don't really think about it when you're doing it Muscaria. And so also my parents, where they worked when I was growing up, they had a 40-minute commute. So they'd have to get there at like 8. So they would get up at 5. So me, my sister, and my parents, we all got up at the same time. So it was easy. It's like easier to get up and like get ready when everyone else in your house is doing it too. And also it doesn't feel like weird because it's like, yeah, I mean, when you live in Ohio and everything's like 40 minutes away from you, you have to get up early. I think they had like a 40 or 50-minute commute. Yeah, a lot of people that went into teaching that I know, or like some of my like cousins went into teaching, and it's like after a couple years, they're like, I didn't actually want to do teaching. It's definitely something, I feel like it's because when you get out of high school, the only real job that you've had experience with is teaching. Like you've seen your teachers and you're like, I could probably do that. So you go into teaching. And some people might not realize that there are like other jobs out there. I feel like America should like do a lot more shadowing. They should let kids shadow jobs when they're in like high school so they can properly like figure out what kind of job they'd want when they get older, because then like I switched majors all the time because I didn't really know what I wanted to do. Yeah. Life's hard. Yeah, there's definitely not enough of like yeah, it's a huge issue for people, and then their parents are like, well, just go to college and pick a major. But it's like expensive to go to college and not know what your major is. Like college is expensive and it's only getting more expensive. So you should like, no, I'm not against people like having a year break between college and like high school and like having some jobs or like trying out or shadowing or doing like stuff like that to see if they can like find some jobs that like do some life searching, you know? People always talk about taking a break year in college, but I'm like, you should just take one right after high school. Although some people might find it hard to go back to college or like to school if they have like a break. I don't know. Yeah. No, I get it, guys. So I didn't know what I wanted to do when I went into college. So I went to Ohio State University. You could be undecided. And then I just took the general classes that I would need for any major. And I ended up switching my major like 3 times eventually. So, but it took me 5 years to graduate. So it took me longer. Yeah. Thanks, Kita. This is one of my... I like this design a lot. I'm very... design. Yeah. 5 years I feel like isn't uncommon nowadays for college. But yeah, there are scholarships that like if you're not going full-time... Like I was able to go 3/4 time and keep my scholarship. Which helped because then I could like slow my classes. Switch to IT. I had a computer... I had a programming major at my first college, and then I dropped out because I didn't really want to do that. I had like 6 months where I wasn't enrolled in college, where I was like feeling pretty depressed and everything, and then I got like medication worked out and everything enough to be able to go back to college, and that's when I went to my state university and I was undecided, then I was business major, then I was an art major, and then I was a Japanese major. Well, I picked out programming because both my parents were programmers. So it was also something that I knew. I was like, oh, well, I know how programming, like, I've seen people do programming as jobs, so I'll just pick that one. But then when you actually go in, you're like, wow, this sucks. See ya, Twilight. Yeah, I liked, like, project management of, like, I didn't actually like the programming part of computer, like, I liked the problem-solving part. So I think that if I stuck with that major, I would end up being, like, a project developer that, like, helps... Like, I wouldn't actually be programming. I would, like, be helping people figure out what they needed to be programmed. That to the programmer. Yeah, I see that a lot too, Starpetite. Like when people go into programming, they're like, I don't... One of my friends got a programming degree and he hasn't done anything with it because when he graduated, he was like, I feel like I don't really know how to code. And I would try to tell him, well, you have, I mean, you know the lingo, though, and you know how to teach yourself, so, like, you should just have some confidence that you can learn on the job. There are a couple spoilers for characters after the first battle listed. There are some cats that were born in this picture. I think Dust Muzzle was born before the battle. I think he's born in the first battle. Yeah, he's at the beginning of the first battle, Windrunner is pregnant, and he is one of Windrunner's kids. Hello, War of the Foxes. It is me, Nifty-Senpai. When people go into coding nowadays, is it like they mostly want to do games, like program code? They want to do like frame program. Ethical hacking? Dun, dun, dun. I only know HTML too. I just saw that. CSS computer. I mean, there's tons of programming languages though. Those are just like the web-based. You're fine. Butter. Buddy. I lurk in a lot of... so I don't really ever expect people to chat. Okay. Do I want to keep drawing cats? Is this just like... I feel like it's just loopy. Your favorite show? Is it like a YouTube show? Hey, Jin? I guess I'll keep working on the little play fighting and stuff. Let's see, this is do no. Do no. This is a design. And it's hard to see her full design because of the pose I decided to put her. Well. Would moth flight? Yeah, she's in here. She's this one. She's with her dad. She's not watching the kid. She's like, oh, I don't know if I want it. I'm weird. That's what I imagine her sounding like. I bully Mothlight. Not, yeah, Mothlight. I bully her like every single stream, I feel like. I hate Mothlight. I think that Pebble Heart should have been the book. I think Pebble Heart should have been the one to find the moonstone. I mean, he literally dreams about it before Mothlight's even born. Because in Thunder Rising, he has a dream where he's like, I'm walking down a tunnel and I see a light at the end and I feel cats all around me. And every time I try to run to the end of the tunnel, I wake up. And it's obviously the Moonstone Tunnel he's talking about. And I'm like, dude, you dreamed about the Moonstone before Mothlight was even alive. Why'd they pick her? Pebble Heart didn't die though. He was like 2 months old. No, I think I drew her like this because I wanted her to be like kind of crouched towards her brother. It's crazy to me that Mothlight's just like, I can't take care of these kits, so I'm going to abandon every single one of them to a different clan so they won't even have their siblings. They're just gonna be like completely abandoned. And they're gonna have nobody. And they better get taken care of. That's a good idea. She's like, these cats will bring the clans closer because they'll have something in common. They'll all have one of my kittens. And I'm like, girl, they already have like siblings in common through every single one of them. Like, they are already interconnected. They don't need your help. Like, even in Riverstar's home, it's like they talk about Spiderpaw, who's the kit that she put in RiverClan, and Riverstar's like, he still hasn't warmed up to his home. Like, he still has traumatic abandonment issues. They didn't even get to pick which one they were in. Whatever. I hate Mothlight. She's a fail woman. And then she judges Leafpool in Starflight's Hope. Like, get off the stage. Oh my. That was like the last fail for me. Her in Squirrelflight's Hope is like so bad. So bad. Anything that Mothlights touch is like horrible. So that's why I don't like her. Not Mothpool. Wait, Mothpool is the name of it. That's Mothwing. He just loved too much. I feel like that is the funniest. Hindsight is 2020 quote from Warrior Cats ever. Like, that is the funniest thing that's ever been said. every time I reread it, I'm like, ha! Ha! I laugh at you. That's not what it's from, Holly. It's from Ashfur. Who didn't actually kill any cats yet. To be fair, he only attempted to murder 3 cats. And Juniper Claw only attempted to murder 1 cat, and he went to the Dark Forest. So, like, it really just depends on who's there to greet you and if they like you or not. Ashfur did nothing wrong. Until he did. I don't think we're ever gonna get an explanation of how Ashfur got those powers. Of course, by the end of A Light in the Mist, it's kind of implied that every single cat in StarClan has those powers because Firestar was able to do it to, like, possess him. So... I like how he's not in either. He's literally just like the NPC guard now. It's hilarious. Poor dude. Hey, Figurama. Hey, Soft Draws. Oh, Figurama, he's been here for a while. We're saying hi. The power of spite is a funny outcome. I mean, it's kind of implied because he has a point of view. Isn't the prologue his point of view of A Light in the Mist? And it's like, he basically just like honed these powers somehow. I don't remember. It was basically like, I just tried and believed, and I was able to do, like, get good. This design is going to be very hard to read at a really... I'm going to have to simplify it because it's not going to read very... I think... have, like... a couple of stripes in her main back. Have a stripe here. The best option. Did I seriously make that full black? Oh my. What was I thinking? I have a couple of videos that I would like to do with shadow site. Or like I have a couple of ideas. Shadow site videos. Make her nose big. That's like the point of as the looks like it has have fexy toes. I don't know what that means. And line a little of the background. Find some of these groups first. And then we'll combine. Put the kitten down here. Mid-grown cat. Stick them underneath. I don't take this the wrong way, but I hope that Jay Feather passes away soon so that Half Moon and him can reunite. Because he needs that. He's not really that old, though. Like, in the grand scheme of things. Really not that old. Oopsies. Yeah, he's really not that old. I like think about how they could actually like, because they'll probably give him and like Jay, like they usually give the protagonists like on screen like deaths that are like actually, I don't know, like Leaf Pool and like Firestar, like they usually get pretty important death scenes. So I'm like, how would they kill Jay Feather? I mean, he still takes, like, no crap from anyone. And he really doesn't care about any cat. Lion Blaze has become kind of annoying. I mean, he's always been a hothead. So, that's nothing new. Lion Blaze has killed multiple cats with 0 replications. Killed Russet Fur. He killed Hairstar. He killed, he's killed a lot of cats. Let's see. See what is, he only killed 1 life of Hairstar. Hairstar's still alive. Lion Blaze. Let's see how many cats he's got on his kill list. He has 3. He killed Russet Fur, Shredtail. That's a Dark Forest cat, though. And Hairstar First Life. I mean, none of those deaths are really that important, Ivy. I wouldn't worry too much about it. He will most definitely go to Star Clan. I mean, they'll just argue, oh, well, he didn't do anything in Malice. And it's like, Gray Stripe also killed cats. Killed cats at least. And that was just in the first arc. So, killing a cat doesn't necessarily make you go to the Dark Forest. As long as it was justified or the cat was evil. Like, I don't know. That's true. Russet Fur was, like, super old. And she actually was really old. What was I thinking? It's crazy that Lion Blaze is a grandpa. Can you believe that? He's a double grandpa. Because 2 of his... Actually, I think he's a triple grandpa. Isn't he? Who's Spotfur and Stemleaf? No. Who's Spotfur and Fernsong's? Who's Spotfur's sisters? Slylisker, Snaptooth, no. Sorrel Stripe, Fernsong, and Spotfur have all had kids. So he's like Yeah, I do think that, Holly. And I think that's me, that's pure cope from me. Like, I really want Holly or Ivy Pool to become leader. Because I think she would be a solid pick. So, it is pure cope from me. ThunderClan's population exploded after The Last Hope. And people have stopped like dying off screen. That, and also there's not really like any time jumps. There hasn't been a time jump in between arcs. I guess the Apprentice Quest had a time jump. Like, not, I'm sorry, A Vision of Shadows and The Broken Code had a time jump, but it was only like a couple, I don't know. Like, there was a year in between the first and second series. There was like 6 months in between the second and the third. There was 6 months in between the third and the fourth. And there's like a year, it's like a 1.5 year jump between the fourth and the sixth. And maybe like 6 months in between. I don't know. I mean, yeah, a lot of people get angry at like the off-screen deaths of like minor characters, but at the same time, it's like they legitimately have not had like a single cat in a litter in a long time. It's usually 3 to 4 cats now, and that's a problem when you're not killing any cats. Like, yeah, I guess it's more like it's not even realistic because they have way more than that in real life most of the time. So it's like, I don't know. Like, just have one cat again. I guess. I don't know. Yeah, people get angry, like, Leaf Pools was an off-screen for the main arc. Like, you had to read a Super Edition to know, like, her fate. And I also feel like the Super Edition came out after the book, chronologically speaking, so she was just gone and no one really knew how. Yeah, there's definitely been like starvation areas in, like, there was one in between Goosefeathers, like Goosefeather and Bluefur, like where a bunch of cats died, like supposedly. Not really, Ivy. I mean, I remember there's a pretty huge, I mean, I don't mind time skips in arcs as long as they're like, well, like actually mentioned well, like they're executed well. Like, all of the Sun Trail, the first Dawn of the Clans book, takes place over an entire year. But it doesn't really bother me except for like minor issues I have. Of like exactly how they set up. Wait, no. It's dirt. Yeah, they could definitely have, like... I don't know. I mean, there's always, like, the spread of disease or something like that. Of course, it could get... It would be comical if, like, the next arc happened and they were like, oh, 6 months have passed. By the way, all of these cats are dead. So I get it. It'd be like, we lost all of these cats. And that would be, like, a huge deal for the characters, you know? So... It would be kind of jarring for that to happen off screen. Like... Oh, by the way, here's an entire paragraph of cats that ThunderClan lost. Here's an entire paragraph of cats that WindClan lost. Here's an entire paragraph. Like, you know. Like, that would have to be, like, a thing. I thought they were kind of setting up that at the beginning of A Starless Clan because they were, like, setting up that they had to go find more herbs for the disease, like catmint or whatever it was, and yada yada yada. But then only like one cat died, so it was like, oh, okay. I mean, okay, let me see. I'm gonna take a break because I've been drawing for 2 hours and I need to rest my hand. But while I take my break, I'm gonna look at the Warriors Wiki and I'm gonna see the allegiance. For wind. Actually, it's okay. We'll go to river because it'll be the least spoilery. Go to the wind. Okay, and then... Okay. While I take a break, we'll look at this. Okay, these are the cats that could die. That, like, I don't think they've actually spoken a single word. Maybe once. That... So, we could get Eagle Wing. We could get Dunos. We could get Thrift Ear. We could get Stormcloud. He hasn't spoken a single word since Bramblestar Storm. Crazy. Polytuff could probably die. Honeyfur could definitely die. Leaf Shade, definitely. Plumstone, probably. Delpher, probably not, because he's actually a little relevant. Yeah, Hollytuff could die. Shadow Clan could have an entire, like, calling. Leafshade and Plumstone. Plumstone is one of Blossom Falls kits, and Leafshade, I believe, is one of Lilyheart's kits. Yeah. Who is, Lilyheart is Sorrel Tails Moth, like, whatever. Yeah. They could die. Oh, it's okay, Yellow. I appreciate the, thought. Sky Clan, there are so many cats in Sky Clan that could retire to the Elderston. Like, Sparrowpelt, MacGyver, Cherrytail, and Mintfur, Tiny Cloud. They could all go to the Elderston. They're all super old. They're all as old, if not older, than Brambleclaw. Well, Harry Brook has kits now. He's the father of Stripe Kit and Brook Kit. Yeah. Okay. I stretched my hand. Harry Brook? I remember people being like super pissed at that name when it was first introduced. They were like, ugh, Sky Clan has the dumbest names. And I was like, you are so jealous of their naming potential. Sky Clan does have like super good name. I'm wondering who the protagonists are going to be for the next series. I assume they will have a Winkland one, but they have implied on like one of the newest articles on the Warriors Wiki that Whistlepaw is not going to be a main character. Like, she's not going to be a point of view in the 9th arcs, which is crazy to me. I feel like they've been really setting her up to be a protagonist, and it's like, oh, okay. But there are some new kittens in Winkland that I think have the potential to have like protagonist names. So we will see. Hold on, let me check to see what their names were. There was specifically one that I was like, I don't think we've ever had that prefix before. Branch kit. Branch. We could have another twig. Branch dressing kit. We have had 2 cats named Egg. We had one named Egg and one named Eggs. I don't think we've had float kit. Float kit is another float paw. I don't know. I don't think that's protagonist. Branch paw. Branch leap. No, Gar has never been used as a prefix. I feel like I've never even seen a Gar in Warrior Cats. Like, I don't think I've ever caught one. They have Gars in England? Play better. We've only had one cat that's had runner their like suffix, and it was windrunner. So we've had runine as a prefix. I want them to name a cat Sheep again. Sheep is a cute name for it. We've had a couple. I think we've had Sheeptail before. honestly think we're gonna get that in Ivy Pool's Heart Legendary. I think we're gonna see big cats in Ivy Pool's Heart. Like, I legitimately believe. Sorry if I'm being quiet. Well, in Ivy Pool's Heart, they imply that they go to like a house, like the home of some person, and they find like animals caged that are like strange creatures. And it almost seems like they're trying to set up the fact that this guy is like an exotic pet trader or something. That's almost what it seems like they're implying. Call me hopeful. I am interested to see that. Yeah, you can read the synopsis on the wiki. It has the synopsis that I'm talking about on it. Warrior Cats Brave Lands crossover. I've been like, I thought honestly it would be a long time. I feel like that I could see them trying to promote their other book series through Warriors, because Warriors is really one of the only series I think that like. I mean, I guess I don't know that because they're still making the other books, so they must sell, right? For the new Super Edition for Ivy Pool's Heart. Survivors came out way, like a decade after that scene, Scotty. I'm talking about like a scene that specifically is an obvious crossover. Like an obvious plug for their other series. Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, there was like a... Well, in between like the writings of those books is like 15 or something years. The Wolf series. I've actually never read Guardians of Ga'Hoole. It was not one of the books I read when I was a kid, when I was like really into like reading the animal books. I read the Miss Mantle Chronicles. I never read Redwall either. I read like The Tale of Despero, you know. Tale of Despero is one of the reasons, oh my gosh, the illustrations in that book I was like obsessed with. I was obsessed with the Tale of Despero illustrations, and I remember being really excited when they finally were going to make it into a movie, but the movie sucked. Even as a kid, I was like, this sucks. It was like one of the first times that I actually had a disappointing feeling when I watched like a book adaptation. That took me back. I read the Freddy the Hamster series. I was really obsessed with hamsters and mice. Yeah, the art is so good. It's so soft, and I always loved the mouse and big ears and all that stuff. I don't know why more adult books don't have illustration. Be honest. Why can't adult books have illustrations? Was Silverwing... I feel like I know what you're talking about. I gotta look it up first, though. Let me make sure. No, this isn't the Bat Book. Bat Book Children. What am I thinking about? Stella Luna. Stella Luna is what I'm thinking about. No, I didn't read Silverwing. Stella Luna has really good illustration. I think that they're like Prismacolor. I remember drawing from Stella Luna in my art class. I just like love children's books. The illustrations, they really stick with you when you're like that age. Like, I can vividly remember so many things. Like, we had this one book when I was younger that my mom would read to me. And it had, I forget what it was called, but it had, in it, there were giant wasps that were, like, attacking the city. Not attacking the city, but, like, stealing, like, food and everything from the city. And to get rid of these wasps, they, like, made a giant piece of bread and, like, put it with jam, and they like made a sandwich, and like all the wasps would come get it and they'd get stuck in the jam, and then they'd like carry it off or something. And I can like vividly remember all the illustrations in that book being like, whoa, they're making giant bread. If I had to choose, who would you make not a main character? Holly Leaf. And I honestly don't think yeah. I think that they're required to make a main character that's related to Firestar in every single arc. Like, it's a requirement that the publishers put on them. So, because you have Alderheart, and they tend to be some of the weakest characters, honestly. Bristlefrost and Shadowsight are both related to Firestar. Alderheart, Flamepaw, Sparkbelt. I think it's a requirement that the publishers make them do. So then it's like, who's gonna be the... That's why I almost feel like they might be setting up for another time skip. Because Sunbeam and Nightheart were talking about, like, having kits already in the newest book. So I'm like, are they gonna make their kits, like, protagonists? But they could do Spotfur's kits. I still think they might do Spotfur's kits as one of the protagonists, because they're still related to Firestar. But I do think that they're gonna make one of Spotfur's kits the protagonist, because they've been having like a decent amount of screen time lately. So, although I say that, and like we had almost no screen time from any of the protagonists they chose for a Starless Clan, but they didn't really have that much of a choice, because in the Broken Code, like, they had like no minor characters that were important except for like Spotfur. And she was not that relevant. No, I think... So, I know for a fact that the publishers require them to have at least one male point of view and one female point of view. Because they've said that multiple times. Like, they had to use Alderheart as a point of view in A Vision of Shadows because they needed a male point of view. I think that it came to be that way after Dawn of the Clans. There's like another point of view. Hold on, let me double check that I'm not like completely missing the mark here. There is, I remember reading on the wiki for a specific series. I think it's A Vision of Shadows. The Broken Code. No, I think it's on Alderheart's page. Or maybe it was Flame. Like, I specifically remember that there's an arc where they said that they had to... Yeah. No. It was Starless Clan that they've said that. So... the publishers required that they needed at least one male protagonist, so they picked Nightheart. So Nightheart was the last protagonist picked for a Starless Clan. Like, he's only there because he's a dude, basically. I would bring back Sleek Whisker. I think she could be she could be a villain. I'm not sure what they could do new with her. She just resents the clans. Let's see, what else would I do? I would probably make... I wouldn't do a Medicine Cat apprentice as a point of view. I feel like whenever, like, since Power of 3, the Medicine Cat point of view has carried all of the plot. Like, since Power of 3, that's been a thing. And my two favorite arcs have no Medicine Cat point of view. So I don't think I would include a Medicine Cat point of view. What else would I do? That's an interesting question. I definitely feel like they've underused Sleek Whisker, and she could damage to the class. She kind of just crazy. And she kind of banished herself. No, the medicine cat point of view always carries the plot because they can actually talk to like Star Clan, and they have like they're able to go to lands without like any repercussions. Like they're able to jump borders easily. It's just like a cop-out. It's more interesting when you have restrictions on the amount of cats that can be interacted with the protagonist, in my opinion. Like, you get more interesting minor characters when you have a restricted cast. But when you have the medicine cat point of view, it's like you don't really get a restricted cast. They can talk to whoever they want. So then it's just like, okay, I don't know. What is this? That's a piece of grass and I don't like it. I guess. I feel like I don't know. I have no idea what they're planning on doing for the next arc, honestly. I don't really usually have very much expectations for Warriors so that I can stay as like surprised as I can with what they go with. I mean, Sleek Whisker's not that old. Like, she's probably... Let's see how old she would be. My neck is starting to hurt. He's what? The same age as Strike Zone. No, he's dead already, though. Is... Probably not that much longer. I'm just trying to give my neck a break. He's the same age as I think... Ooh, oh my gosh. She's probably a little bit younger than Euroleaf. And Euroleaf is 4, so she'd be like, probably about 4 years old. My general opinion of Splashtail? Oops, did my... There we go. I think it's crazy that he has like no motivation other than like pure spite. Even in like the narrative, they're like, we have no idea why he's doing. I'm gonna draw some more cats. Oh, you mean from, like, Secrets of the Clans or whatever? Where he mentions that there were 3 tribes around the lake, and there were healers from each of them, and he was one of the healers, and he got picked to be whatever, yada yada. I feel like they forgot about that. Isn't that entire book, like, retconned at this point? Pink eye. Like, he has, like, Splashtail just has an inferiority complex with, like, his own family, clan. So he's like, I'm gonna, like, not do that. Like, we're gonna fix it. Just be great. I'm hoping that it'll be Thursday, March. I try to do Tuesdays and Thursdays. I've just been really busy towards the end of the week. I just have been working on stuff that I can't. So I only stream. I can stream. Like personal. Yeah, Splashtail managed to, like... Yeah, I don't even know why it's crazy to me. Like, he doesn't even have anybody he's trying to live up to. It's not like he's like with Hawk Frost, he's like, I deserve this because my dad said I deserve this. I mean, I don't know, maybe Splashtail, somebody's telling him it's Maple Shade again. My favorite villain is Soul, just because he's like such a villain. And he, I don't know, like didn't actually kill anybody. I think that's... He just, like, came in to cause havoc and left. I think Ashfur... interesting in Broken Code. Like, he's a good villain. For antagonist roles, I like Clear Sky. I wouldn't consider him the villain. I'd consider him, like, an anti-hero. But I find him interesting. And he kind of is the villain for the first half of... He is the antagonist in the first half of Dawn of the... Yeah, Gekkeju. You like when I do the lighter lines? It doesn't really make much sense, like this stuff, but I don't know, I do it. I end up usually having to edit the line quite a bit. So tiny. I sound a bit laggy. Like, is my microphone not picking up my voice fast enough? Because I was messing around with that. I couldn't get it exact. I have like an AC unit going in the background, so I have to have a lot of like of the noise cut. So yeah, I've been trying to work on that. I'll do the noise gate, like I'll work on the noise gate like stuff more. It'll probably take me a couple streams to get it like actually sounding how I want it to sound like. But I have like a very quiet voice. And I have a AC unit going in the back, so I need to talk louder when I'm streaming. I talk to myself a lot, so that's like a thing that happens. Ay. And then I feel like only a little bit of it pops up on the I don't know. But I'll probably have to end stream here because my back's starting to hurt again. I can only sit in this position for so long. I feel like I don't know how people stream for like 8 hours. My back starts killing me after 3. I know, I'm sorry, Twixie. But I will try my gosh darndest to come back on Thursday. I usually try to start from 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So yeah. I don't do like a schedule. I think I can actually schedule streams on YouTube. Might look to see if that's a thing that I can do. Thank you for the subscriptions. I got some subscriptions. And I will see you guys on Thursday. Bye!